Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm back to break down this 7-game NBA DFS slate on DraftKings. Before we get into it, if you do enjoy the content at any point in this video, if you could please leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell, I would greatly appreciate that. I'll be here all NBA DFS season long, breaking down these NBA DFS slates to help you guys become better NBA DFS players and to help you win some money. And if you are getting very serious about NBA DFS, I do offer some further in-depth content over here on Patreon. My Patreon's absolutely killing it this year. You'll get access to my premium NBA projections, NBA data sheet, player stats, team stats, play context stats, core plays, injury impact insights, NBA Discord chat access, all of the fun stuff. It seems like I'm getting messaged every day, either in the YouTube comments or over there on Patreon, of someone winning money, someone saying, you know, the spreadsheet's really helping me out. I'm doing great over there, so glad to hear that. I think that if you go ahead and join over there, you will find the same results. So check that out, link below in the description. And with that being said, let's go ahead and start breaking down this slate today. First game on the slate, we have Cleveland taking on Philadelphia. This game comes in right now with a 223.5 over-under with a 10-point spread in favor of the Philadelphia 76ers. So expected to be a game where the Sixers win this one pretty easily and not exactly the fastest-paced game either. So as far as my interest in this one and my exposures, there is no Tobias Harris, so that is going to increase my appeal in playing both Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. Even though it's a 10-point spread, both these guys are going to get a big bump up in usage with there being no Tobias Harris. We know exactly where the ball will be going. These guys, stud 1 and stud 2, and specifically Ben Simmons, a guy that I don't typically play when all of these three guys are healthy. I will have a ton more interest in him. Only 8.7. I think taking Tobias Harris out of the equation offers a lot of upside at that price tag. So Ben Simmons, a guy that I have oftentimes been saying to not play this year, I would say to prioritize on this slate because I think he's going to see big bump up in usage and he could have a big game in this one. So I definitely do have some interest in Ben Simmons. Jarrett Allen continues to be a great play on the Cleveland side. There is no Andre Drummond. There is no Kevin Love. And this guy's just been an absolute fantasy point per minute beast, putting up 43, 56, 45, and 61 DraftKings points, consistently playing mid-30s to upper 30 minutes, and anyone that's been playing NBA DFS for quite some time now knows what this guy's capable of on a per-minute basis if he gets an opportunity, and he's finally getting a full-blown starting opportunity out of Brooklyn, no longer splitting minutes with like a DeAndre Jordan. So Jarrett Allen making a ton of sense. And then as we move further along, it gets to be pretty obvious as to who we're playing. It's really these next guys in this range, and then we don't want to go down past it. So we're looking to play Colin Sexton, Darius Garland, Chetty Osman, Seth Curry, and Danny Green on the Philadelphia side, and then Shake Milton. And then that's kind of where we draw the line. Anyone down past like the 4-2 mark in this game, I'm not all too interested in. But yeah, I definitely have interest in these guys, Colin Sexton, Darius Garland, Chetty Osman, next guys on board with Cleveland, especially because there is no Taurean Prince, so all these guys sliding in and getting lots of minutes. Not exactly a fastest-paced game, as we mentioned, but these guys are only priced in like the mid-6K range. They can still get you there. Darius Garland, Chetty Osman at 5.8. Not priced up the most. Chetty Osman's getting his minutes cut into a little bit more than we'd like, though, so he's probably the one I wouldn't be playing, honestly. I'm more focused on Darius Garland, Colin Sexton, Jarrett Allen, and then Isaac Okoro's just not a good fantasy point per minute producer, so I would be looking to Seth Curry, Danny Green, and Shake Milton, though, because of the no Tobias Harris. Although these guys aren't necessarily wings. I mean, I would classify Danny Green as a wing, so he could maybe be the one that gets the biggest bump in minutes for Tobias Harris. But these three guys definitely viable tournament darts. I would prioritize Danny Green and Seth Curry over Shake Milton. Shake Milton would become more of a priority if maybe like Ben Simmons is out, but that's not the case as of now. Minnesota taking on Washington, second game on the slate. This game comes in right now with a 236 over under with a 4.5 point spread in favor of the Washington Wizards. Expected to be a very fast-paced game. And if you have been watching my content all season long, you know I absolutely love targeting both of these teams. So I am going to be excited for this one. Karl-Anthony Towns at 10-1 going to be a big priority for me on this slate. Up to 10-1 now. He was only in the 9K range, but he gets the best matchup you could ask for, taking on this Washington squad. Going to be up-tempo. They don't have anyone that can guard him. So love Karl-Anthony Towns. Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal going to be great plays. As far as if Russell Westbrook plays, I would expect him to. It's not a back-to-back. Last time playing on the 25th. Maybe they rest him on the weekend game, but I expect him to be in, and this guy's been consistently giving you triple-double upside, so he makes a lot of sense at 9.9. Love him. Bradley Beal at 9.2. You get a slight discount on. Now, he is getting some of his usage taken away with Westbrook back. But I think this is a rare matchup. You could actually play both of these guys. It's expected to stay close. It's expected to be a fast, up-tempo game. And they're the only ones getting the ball practically in this offense, so they both make a ton of sense. And Malik Beasley is listed as out on the Minnesota side, so that's going to open up some more usage. He's been suspended 12 games for a NBA conduct stemming to the charges he faced in the offseason. So some drug possession issues and that kind of thing. We don't need to get into that. But point being, Jalen Noel, Josh Okogie, Jarrett Culver are all going to be probably seeing more minutes. And we're just going to see more minutes and usage funnel overall to other guys on this team. Now, Anthony Edwards at 6'3" is going to make a ton of sense as well. You take Malik Beasley out of the equation. This is the young up-and-coming rising star. 6'3", I love him in this spot. So he makes a lot of sense. Ricky Rubio at 6'2", also going to be playing. He's going to be playing, mid 30 minutes a game. I would prefer Anthony Edwards over him at similar price tags. But, Rubio's a point guard. It's a different position, but I think we can place better point guards. And then there is no Ish Smith. Davis Bertans listed as questionable. Raul Neto should see some more minutes at the backup point guard position. So you could be looking at him at 4-5. And that's when, things get to file into the, the new up-and-comers, Josh Okogie and this kind of thing, with there being no Malik Beasley, that these guys could see some more minutes. So, Jarrett Culver's all the way down to 3K, so, he's definitely an intriguing option, for sure. Moving further along, Indiana taking on New York. This game comes in right now with a 216.5 over-under with a 1-point spread in favor of the Indiana Pacers, expected to be a very slow-paced game, slowest on the slate. So I am not going to be wanting to pay up for Domantas Sabonis, to be honest, in this spot at 10-6. I just think he's too priced up for the pace of this game. Now, could he go out there and get you like 50, 60 DraftKings points? Yeah, but are there other guys that are a little bit cheaper that could go out there and get you, like 70, like, Russell Westbrook or Bradley Beal? I know they're different positions, but salary is a thing, and 10-6, I don't know if I would want to go there. So Julius Randle at 9-4, same rule kind of applies to him. He was priced down at like 9-1. Now he's up to 9-4. Can he go out there and get you 50 DraftKings points? Yes. Is that going to be enough to win you tournaments? I don't know. I mean, we have some value in Jarrett Culver. Maybe you can throw him in the lineup and feel pretty good about it. But my lean would be these guys are not going to be the ones. In tournaments, you're looking to get 7x return plus out of these players, and I just don't think you're going to get that. These guys, I don't know if they're going to be really making sense. Malcolm Brogdon, Miles Turner, priced down a little more, so maybe go to them. I would say Miles Turner would be my favorite option, strictly based on price tag. At 6K, he can get you there. He has similar upside to Domantas Sabonis on any given night, and he's only priced at 6K. So if he's the one having the big game rather than Domantas Sabonis, he's only 6K. He can actually get you there in tournaments. So I would lean Miles Turner in this one. And then on the New York side, it looks like Derrick Rose might continue to start, so he's going to make a lot of sense. If there is no Elfrid Payton, and it seems as if there's not going to be again, I mean, he's listed as doubtful, so I do think that Derrick Rose is going to continue to be a great play, and we are also going to see some more minutes out of Quickly and Alec Burks. All three of these guys are actually really interesting to me, and I actually had lots of exposure to all three last time out. They only played like mid 20 minutes, but they had a good matchup in Sacramento where the game was much more up-tempo and better matchup, so you got to weigh these things in. It's like, do we really want to go there as much? Not too sure. If I'm picking one, Derrick Rose makes sense because he is getting the start. So, but all three valid. It's just, is the pace going to be enough to get you there with them? It'd be interesting to see how they grade out in my final projection run. Denver taking on Oklahoma City. This game comes in right now with a 224.5 over/under with a 7-point spread in favor of the Denver Nuggets. So, fairly paced game. Denver's expected to win it pretty easily. We definitely have some usage opportunity to go around on the Oklahoma City side with no Diallo. It looks like, Al Horford will be back. We had played like Isaiah Roby in the last game. I'm not really sure that we want to go there anymore. Diallo continues to be out. George Hill continues to be out. But it's really just the guard minutes that are going to open up with Diallo out. So, you're looking to a guy like a Theo Maledon down here at 4-9, who got some more minutes last time out, putting up 40 DraftKings points. You're looking at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who should get a bump. And then as far as the bigs are concerned, I'm going to have a lot less interest in Isaiah Roby with Al Horford being back. I'm going to really like Al Horford and Darius Bazley. Those are the two guys that I would be prioritizing for sure. And on the Denver side, there continues to be no Jermichael Green, no Paul Millsap, no Gary Harris. So we can really lock in on these wing guys like a Michael Porter Jr., a Will Barton, and Monte Morris continues to get quite a few minutes as a starter as well, as an off guard. So Michael Porter Jr., Will Barton, both making a lot of sense at their respective price tags. They offer plenty of upside at those ones. And then, of course, Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic are the ones conducting the train, so to speak. Both these guys performing very, very well, both getting a ton of usage. Jamal Murray consistently putting up 50-plus DraftKings points or around that range. And Nikola Jokic at 10.9, consistently doing the same. The only problem is he's priced all the way up to 10.9. And do we really want to go there when we can go to a guy in a much better matchup like Karl-Anthony Towns that we discussed earlier on the slate? I think I'd rather be prioritizing Jamal Murray at 8.8 over Nikola Jokic, strictly based on price tags. I'm not saying Nikola Jokic is going to go out there and have a bad game, but in comparison to his price tag, not too sure. And then Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at 9.1 making a lot of sense as well. Last time out, a little disappointing, unfortunately, in that Atlanta matchup. And the problem is he priced all the way up to 9.1. Denver's defense does not scare me this year. I do think that he's still a good play, but I mean, the guy's got to go out there and get you 50-plus now. And is he capable? Yes, but are we dealing with a much harder situation as to hitting that plus button where he was priced in the low 8K range? Yes, so just buyer beware there. I'm not saying not to play him, but know what you're needing out of the player you're playing. You know, when these guys' price tags change, you got to stay on top of it. Utah taking on Orlando. This game right now has a 218 over-under with a 10.5-point spread in favor of the Utah Jazz. Utah expected to win this one fairly easily. Nikola Vucevic at 10K continues to be an absolute usage monster. Problem is he has to take on Rudy Gobert defense in this one, and Rudy Gobert is traditionally a very good defender. However, with that being said, Nikola Vucevic does have a tendency to wander out on the arc. He likes to shoot those three-pointers, and Rudy Gobert not exactly the most agile, so there could be an advantage there. But down low, I think Vucevic could have a problem, and he is priced up to 10K. Once again, we have a guy we already talked about in a Joel Embiid, in a Karl-Anthony Towns. Joel Embiid, no Tobias Harris. Karl-Anthony Towns in a great matchup. Do we want to go to him? Not too sure. Utah continues to be a scratch for me. Honestly, they're getting healthy. At one point, I was really interested in playing Donovan Mitchell every night out because that was when Mike Conley was out. Mike Conley is back. We had interest in playing Joe Ingles when Mike Conley was out. Mike Conley coming back is just muddling up this whole rotation. If I'm picking one guy to play, it would be Mike Conley based on his price tag, and it would be Jordan Clarkson as the sixth man off the bench. I continue to really lock in on these two. But with that being said, don't even have a lot of interest in them, to be honest with you. This team's just too deep. There's too much to go around in the rotation. I'm not really trying to go there. Evan Fournier at 6'5", Terrence Ross at 6'3", continue to be great plays with no Cole Anthony. These guys receiving lots of usage. Haven't had big games the last 2 times out, but I think we could see that one turn around in this one. So continue to play those guys. Don't get off their, don't get off the exposure to them yet because they, at the price tags, they can pay off in a major way. And then Michael Carter-Williams, same rule applies to him at 5'5". Not as much upside to offer, honestly. More of a cash game play, just minute space. And honestly, I wouldn't even want to go there and cash that much. So, I mean, sure, he could have a big game. Would it surprise me if he goes out there and puts up, 40 DraftKings points? No. But do I think it's likely? No. So, I could see him putting up high 20s like he did previously, 27 DraftKings points. That's not enough to get it done for me in tournaments. And that's pretty much my overall breakdown there. Not a lot of interest to be had in that game, honestly. New Orleans taking on San Antonio. This game right now comes in with a 226.5 over-under with a 4.5-point spread in favor of the New Orleans Pelicans. Fairly decent paced game. DeMar DeRozan is listed as questionable. We already got Keldon Johnson out. Derek White's out. Rudy Gay's out. DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge both listed as questionable. So if DeMar DeRozan's back, going to have a lot of interest in him. If he continues to be out, we're going to have a lot of interest in DeJounte Murray. This New Orleans matchup is a great one. DeJounte Murray at 7.9 is still too cheap, especially with the matchup, putting up 55 and 51 DraftKings points the last 2 times out. He's going to continue to have a big role, and I will love him. Jakob Poeltl at 6'5", last time out playing 35 minutes, only putting up 26 DraftKings points. You could go there, but he is starting to get priced up to his actual role. And LaMarcus Aldridge at 6'1". Played 26 minutes last time and is listed as questionable. So maybe LaMarcus Aldridge just gets, they sit him down right away because he's old and he needs a rest on a back-to-back. But Lonnie Walker, Trey Lyles, both intriguing options as well if this team continues to be short-handed on bodies. And then you're looking to Patty Mills also. All these guys do make sense in tournaments. You can't be playing all of them, but sprinkling 2 or 3, 4 maybe in your lineups makes some sense. especially in the matchup against New Orleans. At the matchup, you might be able to put 4 of these guys in your lineup and feel pretty good about it. But that's where I'd cap out. I wouldn't go more than 4, and honestly, 4 you're stretching it, probably be looking to play 3 around that range. Zion Williamson and Brennan Ingram continue to be priced up on the New Orleans side for a good reason. These are the number 1 and 2 options in the offense as far as scoring and productivity. Zion continues to be a great play at 8-9, and he is priced kind of up. The problem with Zion that I'm seeing is that his his upside seems to be kind of capped to like the 55 range. Like, he will get you to 55 if he has a good game, but once he gets there, it's kind of like he can't get past that. I mean, last time out was a 129, 125 score to Milwaukee, very high scoring game, and he killed it. He put up 34 points, 6 assists, 8 rebounds, but still only got you to 54. We need some more blocks and steals or something out of him to get you up to like 60 plus, but that game could happen in this one, so you never know. And then Lonzo Ball at 6'7" would be the third option. I'm really locking in on these 3 guys on the New Orleans side. I mean, you could play like a Steven Adams at 5'3", but he continues to see his minutes somewhat cut into from Willie Hernangomez, so just buyer beware there. But he is only 5'3", and he has put up 44 and 35 DraftKings points, so I definitely will have some interest in him. Only problem you can see with him is foul trouble. They'll be quick to yank him out and put in Willie Hernangomez, but Steven Adams does make some sense, I will say. Last game on the slate, Dallas taking on Brooklyn. This is going to be an exciting one. Right now, this game has a 238.5 over-under, top total on the slate, a 4-point spread in favor of the Brooklyn Nets, and going to have a lot of interest. We got James Harden, Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Kristaps Porzingis is listed as questionable, and he is down to 8-1 now. This guy's been rested for quite some time. If he comes back, I think he's going to be a full go, and he's going to be the cheapest we've seen him in a while. So I'm going to have a lot of interest in Kristaps if he's back. If he's out, we can continue to look to some value plays and guys like a Dorian Finney-Smith, a Maxi Kleber, a Boban Marjanovic who got the start last time. He's all the way up to 3.8 now, though. Luka Doncic, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving. All 3 of these guys are going to be tremendous options on this slate in up-tempo games. In an up-tempo game and tons of usage to go around, especially on the Brooklyn side, there is no Kevin Durant. So Kyrie Irving and James Harden are just going to continue to chuck. Dallas does not play defense. Brooklyn does not play defense. This game is going to be fantasy goodness. Good stuff to go around. We got DeAndre Jordan at 5'7". If Jeff Green continues to be out, he's an intriguing option. I would have some interest in him. As far as Jeff Green's latest status, it does look like he is a true questionable, so we don't have any clarification on will he be back. Bruce Brown at 4'9" continues to be a great play. Joe Harris continues to be a great play with no Kevin Durant. Both these guys offer you plenty of upside at their price tags. Have no issue with playing them in my tournament lineups. And then Jalen Brunson, Josh Richardson on the Dallas side continue to be pretty good options off the bench that can offer you some upside. I would be prioritizing Josh Richardson strictly because of his minutes. Now, that's tough. I mean, Jalen Brunson could easily outperform him. So I don't want to say that he couldn't, but just based on minutes, Josh Richardson makes a lot more sense. Tim Hardaway Jr. continues to be somewhat limited, and then Maxi Kleber, as mentioned, at 4.2 would become an intriguing option if there is no Kristaps Porzingis, but he hasn't really had a big upside game. Then you got Willie Cauley-Stein at 3.3. If Jeff Green's out and they're going with DeAndre Jordan, keep an eye on who Dallas is starting because they're going to need a big down there. I don't think Dwight Powell at 3K is going to see much minutes, seeing like 10 minutes a game recently. So maybe some Boban time, maybe some Willie Cauley-Stein time, but either way, you're going to have interest, and you're definitely going to have interest in the main 3 options in this game in James Harden, Luka Doncic, and Kyrie Irving. So with that being said, before I let you guys go, I got to give you my lock of the night. Let's get into it. And my lock of the night tonight is going to be Ben Simmons at 8.7, taking on this Cleveland squad. Only a 223.5 over-under, which is a little ironic considering that I'm going with Ben Simmons in this one. But I gotta say, with no Tobias Harris, I think this guy's ceiling just grows exponentially. Big room for upside in this one. I think he has some serious triple-double threat upside. I expect his rebound upside to go up. I expect his assists upside to go up. And most importantly, I expect his scoring upside to go up. He's going to be forced to shoot the ball, forced to attack a lot more than he typically would with Tobias Harris in there. And I absolutely love him at this price tag. It's a price tag thing. It's an opportunity thing. Not the fastest paced game on the slate. Might get some lower ownership on him than to be expected with no Tobias Harris. And putting up 1.25 DK points per minute on the season. I think this guy crushes in this spot. Ben Simmons 8-7 is my lock of the night. So there you have it, guys. Ben Simmons, get him in your lineups. And that is all from me in this one. If you did enjoy the content, if you could please leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell, I would greatly appreciate that. And then if you're getting real serious about NBA DFS, looking to win some money, go ahead and check out my NBA DFS package, link below in the description. I think that's going to get you on the right track on the way to winning some money night in and night out. That is all for me. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Wish you all the best of luck tonight, and we will see you in the next one.